would be that this current administration, this President Tinubu's government, what this government has done is to lay very solid foundation for prosperity that will last us for decades. Now, the criticism that the government has been getting, it's not new. In school, when we were studying political science, we also studied political culture, as in the culture of the people within a certain geographical space. And for us as Nigerians, there is no government we haven't criticized. When President Buhari was there, we called him all sorts of names. In fact, upon we called him Boo Boo. We said, oh, you know what, the real Buhari had died. The one there is one Boo Boo from Sudan. There was nothing we did not say. When President Jonathan was there, we called him all sorts of names, drunkard and this, doesn't know what he's doing. When Yaradua was there, we called him Baba Goslow. When President Obasanjo was there, we called him a dictator. And if you trace it back to when we started the very first elective election, 1951, we've always been criticizing government. But what I want people to realize is that some policies don't speak in the life of that administration. It's when they are done, we now look back, and for decades we keep praising them. And I say to people, I beat my chest and I tell them, I said, God will keep all of us alive.
Amen.
I said, in 10 years' time, we will sit down and we'll look back and be like, oh my God, we had an amazing president. That might not be the story today because of the temporary pain that we are going through. And you see, transition is painful. Restructuring is painful. There's always a pain. Like they say, no pain, no gain.
No gain.
And like we say in motivational classes, you pay now, you play later. You play now, you pay later. Whichever way you will pay. We are paying the price for a great country. The level of infrastructural development that we are seeing in Nigeria today, it is unprecedented. And you see, there is no economic growth without infrastructure. No nation has grown, has become industrialized without infrastructure. And let me give you an example. Let me take China as an example, which is, the country all of us, refer to, because you know what? They've lifted 800 million people out of poverty. How did they do it? And I want to encourage my viewers to look for a report so that they would say, hey, Mr. Bafemi George came, that guest that Chief Kenny brought that just came to bamboozle us. No, there's a report available online that was published by World Economic Forum. This was June last year. And the title of that report is How China Became Rich, the 40-year journey of China. 1979, China sat down and said, you know what, we don't want to be a poor country. And they decided to get out of poverty. And three things, apart from so many other things they did, three core things that they did. Number one, they created what I call special economic zones, which is like our own free trade zone.
Ooh.
So, secondly, they began to invest massively in road infrastructure. Like I said, you cannot industrialize without infrastructure. As of 1979, when China began to do this, the third thing they began to do was to invest massively in tertiary education. And those three things are the things that this current administration is doing. But China did not see the result immediately. As of 1979, when they began to do those three things, their GDP, the size of the economy, was 279 billion US dollars. But they began to build roads, they began to build railway tracks, they began to build airports, seaports, they began to invest in universities. 10 years after, their GDP doubled. As at 1989, the GDP of China grew to 349 billion US dollars. 20 years after, they crossed the $1 trillion threshold. 30 years after, they became a $5 trillion economy. Today, China is a $44 trillion economy. But they didn't get there overnight. What they did is what we had. That was why when President Tinubu, when he was governor of Lagos State, when he created this Lekki Free Trade Zone, what did he do? He went to China, got Chinese partners to say, you know what, you have done it. It succeeded in China. I want to do it in Lagos. Okay. Come and partner with us. Okay. And look at that story today. Okay. I remember vividly well when Lekki Free Trade Zone was established, 2006. I'm a Lagosian. The indigenes of Ibeju came out with placards and they were protesting that, oh, Governor Tinubu have stolen their land. He has taken their ancestral land.
I remember that.
Free trade zone is a fraud. It's a scam. Because he's going out of office. I mean, it's a retirement package for him. There was nothing that does. As a matter of fact, Ibeju began to vote against the ruling party in Lagos from 2007. If you go and check election results, 2007, 2011, 2015, they went into opposition because of Lekki Free Trade Zone. It was after 2015 that they began to see that, oh my God, this is actually real. Indorama came, Kellogg's came, factories started popping up, then Dangote refinery came, then they saw the Lekki deep sea port being constructed. By 2019, they made a U-turn. And look at the impact it made in their lives. A plot of land that they were selling for 300,000 naira in 2006. Today, those same money are selling the same plot, 100 million. Now they are billionaires, driving SUV, sending their kids abroad because of a visionary governor who brought in infrastructural development that has changed the community. And that is what is going to happen to us with what we're seeing across the country.